Okay, please finish off in the next 90 seconds or so. If anyone was working on their quiz earlier this morning, I can get it back now and finish it later. Okay, 10 more seconds. Finish up what you're working on. Okay, let me just give you the big picture as we're finishing up. So today is Thursday. We had a quiz yesterday, and most of you finished. And a lot of people who finished yesterday actually did a really nice job. There's a lot of people who did not finish. So this is what's going to happen. Tomorrow is Friday. You have that A-Net English test. You remember that from last year? A-Net? Okay. So you have that for like first 3 periods in here. If you get done early, you can relax for a little bit of time. But for the next period, the 4th period, I'll be able to work with students who need to finish that quiz. And if you messed up on the quiz, then I'm going to be tutoring you 4th period tomorrow. So you can learn how to do the things you did wrong. We will also practice some of the things today. So now the quiz is done. Next Wednesday, we have a major test. The test will cover everything from solving equations, simplifying expressions, evaluating expressions, everything. A big old test. The first test you had this year. You've had quizzes, but not a big old test. So please get ready for it. So can I have a volunteer to read this one? Thank you, Luke.
Ernie said the solution to this equation was 5. Bert said it was 2. Who was right?
Okay, so anyone have an answer for this? Who's right? Is it the guy over here, Ernie, or the guy over here, Bert? Samson, what do you think?
I think it's Bert.
Bert, why? Explain it.
When you plug in 2, you will get 20 equals 20 for both sides.
Very good. So he must be right. Because 5 times 2 is 10, 10 plus 10 is 20, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 times 5 is 20. You get the same answer on both sides. You've got to have the right answer. Looks like Bert is right. You have a problem with Bert?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I said they both.
They're both right. Explain it.
Any number will equal the same.
Any number will make the left side equal the right side? Can you give me an example?
So like 5 times 2 is 20 plus 2. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 10 is 25.
Yeah.
And then 2 plus 3 is 5.
You still get the same answer. So it looks like whatever number you put in, you get the same answer. Anyone try to simplify this first? Simplify this side? What do you get, Delaney, if you simplify the right side?
You do 10.
Yeah.
5. X.
Good. Does anyone notice anything about the left and the right side? And
It's the same.
it's the same thing. It's just the opposite order. So let me rearrange it. 5x plus 10. Just put in the any order property, any way you want to add, you can add. And look at that. It's the same thing. If you take a number, times it by 5, and add 10, you're always going to get the same answer by taking the same number, times it by 5, and adding 10. The same thing on both sides, so whatever number you put in for x is right. So both of them are right. And in fact, any solution, any number in the world will be right. Hopefully you have something like that. Okay, we're doing 5 things today. Warm up, think, pair, share, super interleave. It's called super interleave because it's a little bit different than our normal interleave. And then board work, and if we have extra time, we'll need you to practice study disc cards. Again, the big picture is this. We've got a major test. You've got to have all these skills solid now. You've really got to have all these skills solid. So the objective today is simplifying expressions, evaluating expressions, and solving equations. So, before we start, these are the 3 skills. Evaluate, simplify, and solve. Here's an example of evaluate. Here's an example of a simplified problem. Here's an example of a solved problem. In your head, try to figure out what it means to evaluate, simplify, and solve. Please just think about it in your head for a minute. Please actually paint on this daydream. Okay, sorry if I'm interrupting you. We're on now pair. So what I need you to do is talk to your partner. You three. Lefty, you start. Take any one of them. Explain what it means. Once Lefty goes one, righty, you explain one, and then Lefty, you explain the last one that's left over. You please work together.
Good morning, teachers and students. At this time, please stand for the pledge of allegiance.